hi everyone. Welcome back to another Tauke Talks session. So my name is Cindy and I'll be your host today. So for those who are new to Tauke Talks, so Tauke Talks is actually a series of sharing sessions where every Wednesday we invite a local entrepreneur that have started their business in Malaysia to come and share about their journey in entrepreneurship and starting a small business in Malaysia. So this whole Tauke Talks series is actually brought to you by RYSE. So RYSE is a research and social outreach project that empowers youth through entrepreneurship, and we're actually supported by Citi Foundation, right? So hopefully through Tauke Talks, we hope to bring stories and experiences from local entrepreneurs to show that entrepreneurship is not only for big companies or big corporations, but it also includes small local businesses such as Brotani Ventures. And hopefully you get to learn more about how they created their business and how they strive to continue to sustain their business despite the circumstances. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to invite and welcome Izzs from Brotani Ventures. Hi, Izzs.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
So before we move into the sharing session, we'd like to get to know more about Brotani Ventures. So Izzs, can you share a little bit about what Brotani Ventures is all about, how it started, and also where can they find out more about the products that you guys are selling?
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm Izzs from Brotani Ventures. We're basically a group of 4 schoolmates. So we started out as a sort of going into plantations of pineapple, starting to go into planting pineapples. Then we started from basic, where we started from the basic courses. We joined with the government of Lembaga Nenas. Then from there, we would start, try to know the products, basically, mainly the pineapple, MD2 pineapples. And then we decided to start actually sell the pineapples itself while, waiting to start planting our own pineapples. Then from there we started to venture out to different products. For now, like as a start, we only started selling just whole fruits to neighbors, to close friends, to our own customer base. So, but we intended to expand our customer base. So there we have the pineapple juice and also the cut pineapples. I guess, yeah. Basically, for now, we have these 3 products of whole pineapple, cut pineapples, and pineapple juice. Our best selling now is, of course, the pineapple juice, and we're selling online. We do have it at few stores, few marts, independent grocers, such as Bila Bila Mart, Groove Grocers. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Izzs, for sharing a bit about Brotani Ventures. So if you guys are interested to find out more about Brotani Ventures, or their pineapples looks really delicious to you and you will love to purchase one, please go and find out more via their Instagram or Facebook. Yeah. So now we've learned a little bit about Brotani Ventures. Let's move on to your story is as an entrepreneur. So I think my first question for you would be to understand a little bit about your background and how did you actually stumble upon creating Brotani Ventures. So could you share a little bit about what inspired you to start your own business, and maybe your background? Tell the whole story of how, maybe what you studied, how did you manage to think about doing pineapples instead? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll start with the partner's background first.
Yeah,
so we start off with Izzs. He's basically he just graduated last year in July. He was doing masters in marketing. Yeah, so basically more to MBA program. So then Burhan is Burhan is more towards, science. I think I'm not sure what the course was in, but science related course. But me and Hakim basically from the same background, like mechanical engineering. Yeah. So, but then after we graduated, I guess me and Hakim started working at a different industry. Because for me myself, I started working in the engineering industry also for a while. But Hakim was a cabin crew for a local airline. So but Izzs is straight away after he graduated. We started this company straight away after he graduated. And Borhan also joined immediately after that. And I guess what inspired us to do this is we were just really into agriculture stuff. So we were just trying to find out what kind of product, what kind of business model to pursue but doing it related to agriculture products. So we were doing a little bit of research where we in Malaysia we have a bit of a problem in food security, sustainability. So we decided, we would start with MD2 pineapples because of first in Malaysia we also have high demand. We don't have enough supply, but we would try to be one of those suppliers, I guess, to do our own pineapple plantation. And in terms of sustainability, we would try, the basic practice of business. Using less plastic, less, producing less waste, because pineapple waste, when we do the cut pineapples and pineapple juice, we would have the waste from the pineapple skin and what do you call the pulps of the pineapple when we do the pineapple juice. So from there we can we have done it a few times already before, but from those kind of waste themselves, we would just turn it into fertilizer, organic fertilizer. So that's one of the small steps towards sustainability, of course. Yeah.
So did this whole interest into starting a business came about for you, for all four of you, organically, or was it something like you've been thinking about for a long time, like I've always wanted to start a business, maybe this is the right time? Because you mentioned how you actually entered the industry, but you left to start your own business, right?
Yeah. I guess discussion about doing agriculture stuff was in the rough discussions way before that, 2019, 2020, early 2020. But of course, I think the one factor that accelerates the effort was, of course, the pandemic. So we decided either rather than not doing anything, we would just like immediately start off with our ideas and whatever we planned at that time. Of course, along the way we changed a lot of things, but it's what businesses do. Actually, we just change along the way.
Right. So was it like one person went to like, okay, hi, come on everyone, let's start a business, or was it like a collective discussion and everybody agreed, let's start one business?
I guess it's a collective discussion, but we would have, I guess, at least dozens of discussion in regards with, to be realistic with the financial expectations and the planning wise, business model, how is it going to be in 1 year time, 2 years time, 3 years time. So a lot of planning in terms of that. So it's a group discussion on that part.
Okay. Right. So having 4 business partners seems like a lot of people. Maybe
Yeah.
for the audience, maybe you can explain a little bit about what kind of roles do each of you play within the business?
Within the business, Izzat would be handling the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Burhan is doing the R&D part,
Hmm.
R&D and the IT part, because
Okay.
um, he has more knowledge in that.
Okay.
I'm leading the operations,
Mm.
but of course with the help of them, because it's a lot of work. So we most of the time we just help each other. Hakim handling the finance. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, so that's 4 of us. I mean, going back to your question, if it's like
Yeah.
too many people, I guess it's we trying. They have pros and cons, but um, the pros is always having more hands are better. You can
Mm.
have as much help as you can lah.
Okay.
I mean, differing of opinions, it's
Mm.
daily thing. I mean, you have different of opinions, argument or anything. It's a daily or weekly thing, but it's because I guess we're high school friends, so it's a normal thing for us. We would just agree to disagree, or we would just take a majority vote lah.
Mm.
Yep.
Right. So it's good to hear that all 4 of you have a role to play and you guys support each other.
Yeah,
Very well.
of course.
Right. So I think thank you so much for sharing about that. We'll move on to more of like the challenges of studying Brotani Ventures, right? Could you share a little bit about the challenges maybe you guys faced when you first started your business, and how did you guys actually overcome those challenges? It could be challenges in terms of finance, in terms of customer, in terms of R&D. You can share a bit about that.
Yeah, few challenges, but I would say maybe we'll start with finance first. We started with very small amount of startup, I guess, fund.
Yep.
So it's just our own money. So started from there, and basically, just directly selling the pineapples. We just gradually increase the amount, by week or by month. This is before the cut pineapples and the juice. So this is initially it's just growing the brand, just making them familiar with our brand, making the customer familiar with our brand. But of course, in terms of sales, the challenges are a lot. But we have a lot of support from our neighbors, because we live in different housing areas. So you got at least 4 different housing areas of neighbors. So neighbors helped a lot. Close friends, friends of our parents. They a lot of them apparently like pineapples. So early days was that kind of challenge. And other than that, I guess in terms of planning, I can say we started from zero, because it's not our background. This is our first time, so we just learn from our mistakes. So we just grow from there in terms of planning, logistics, and then finance wise, costing wise, all those things. It's just basically learn from mistakes. That's all.
Right. Did you guys face any issues trying to source your material, like source the pineapples and all this?
Yeah, sourcing the pineapples were actually not that hard, because like I mentioned before, we went to just an introductory course with the help by the government, Lembaga Danas. So we sort of know a lot of people from there. And before we started, physically started the operations, we would visit few farms, few other pineapple farms, and basically just make friends with them, and just ask them what's the MOQ and what's the how's the logistic wise and everything. They were very helpful. I can see they were very welcoming to us, especially when they asked us how old are you guys. So they were very helpful, and they were very interested in helping us sort of starting the business. Because I guess most of the people we met are already experienced in those kind of trading fruits and fruits products. Yeah. So yeah, I guess those are the challenges in early days.
All right. Thank you. I think you mentioned something about MOQ. Can you share a bit about the audience for those who don't know what MOQ means?
MOQ is minimum order quantity.
Okay.
Minimum order quantity in terms of any kind of products. I mean, of course, usually used in suppliers from big with big supplies, meaning farms with, let's say, a farm with 30-40 acres of pineapple plantation. So they have a big operation. So if you want to get pineapples from them, you can just simply like order 100 pieces or 50 pieces. You have to order. Yeah, they have their MOQ, and the pricing also differs with the amount. Same goes to getting supplies of our bottles from overseas, and printing our labels and such. So yeah, those kind of MOQ.
All right, thank you so much for explaining on that. I think my next question here is, with the uncertainty of the pandemic still present, right, and was around, could you share a bit about the challenges you first faced when the pandemic first started, and how are you planning to help your business maintain or grow?
To be honest, the pandemic sort of helped us a bit because everyone was staying home. So our business model is always online since the beginning. So people would just order online, visit our Instagram, and they have a link there on the Instagram bio. So they would just order online. So we just sort the orders from there. So I guess the pandemic actually helped us in terms of growth, and then branding wise, because from there we would be able to have a bit of time to introduce more our brand. And in terms of growth in the coming months or years, as we is the situation now is we have to live with this pandemic. We have to they call it endemic now. So it's I guess it's for now we'll stay online first. I guess it's good for us. So we're maintaining that sort of business model up now.
Right, so it's about maintaining and hopefully growing from there.
Yeah.
Okay, great to hear that. Right. Great to hear that the pandemic has been a bit of a help to you guys.
I mean, to be fair, I do understand people were stuck at home during pandemic, but it's I mean, our industry we have to go out and run the operations and deliver the orders. That's how it's been.
All right, thank you so much for sharing about that. I think with that talking about the pandemic, we'll move on to a more brighter tone, which is I want to learn a bit more about your business proudest achievement to date. I feel like every business has different standards of what achievement means to them. So I want to find out a bit more about you as an entrepreneur. What would you say is your biggest achievement from Brotani Ventures?
Biggest achievement for us, we would just, I would say biggest achievement is to be able to increase our volume monthly, because we are selling more and more juice of our pineapple juice. So it's getting traction out there. So although it's cold pressed pineapple juice, it's common that when people buy our pineapple juice, people would just say this is their first time, or they don't even like pineapple or pineapple juice. But when they tried it, they really like the pineapple juice. It's I guess that's our biggest achievement, to be satisfying our customers. And then in terms of growth, we are able now to sort of R&D also, different flavors, and planning ahead in terms of expanding for new flavors and I guess new products in the coming months or early next year, and physically expand our operations, facilities and everything. Yeah. So that's, I guess that's our biggest achievement to date lah.
Okay, great to hear that. I think you mentioned that growth, right? Growth will be your biggest achievement.
Yeah.
Okay, great to hear that. All right, so now I want to learn a bit more about, since you're coming to Tauke Talks to inspire others, right? But you also want to know who inspired you as an entrepreneur. Could you name one entrepreneur that actually inspired you in terms of growing Brotani Ventures?
One entrepreneur.
Yeah, it could be an entrepreneur, or it could be somebody in your life, or someone that inspired you.
One entrepreneur in our life. I guess for me, to be honest, I think it's just the family influence basically for me and Izzs and Hakim, because our parents sort of, they have their own businesses, so we sort of grew up in that environment. So it's just like you don't realize it, but you grow up in that environment, you start to want to be independent, do your own thing. So I mean, we do like, we went through normal education,
right,
like high school, university, and then all that, but like come to that point, you want to start your own thing, those kind of things.
Right.
But to point it out to one person, we don't have any idol or anything.
So being surrounded by entrepreneurs in your life actually gave you the confidence to be an entrepreneur yourself.
Yeah, confidence-wise, I can say yes, and we also, personally, we would just like discuss among ourselves, like what are the mistakes or things that we have seen our parents done that we would not do in the future for ourselves. So it's like a long learning experience. So we would just apply that to ourselves for now. Okay. So yes.
Great to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing about that.
Yeah, no problem.
So move on to the final question I have for you. Then after that, we move on to the Q&A, because I feel like I've received a few questions from the audience. Yeah. So my last question would be, do you think young people should start their own business, and why? Being young yourself, right, and your whole team is young as well, would you encourage another young person to start their own business?
Honestly, I mean, yes. To give a short answer, yes. I would encourage people to start their own business, but you have to be realistic. You have to plan it out carefully, because at the end of the day, it's about financial wise. You want to make enough, and you want to get enough, and of course, when you start your own business, you have, let's say, you hire staff, you have to pay people, so those kind of things. But short answer is yes, because for us, it's basically forcing us out of our own comfort zone. So I can say it's very hard, but it's good. A lot of good memories we're going through a lot of good memories for now. It's good for lifelong experience. So yes.
Okay. Thank you. Any tips for any aspiring entrepreneurs out there that wants to start a business in the agriculture industry? Do you have any tips?
Tips to start business in agriculture. I guess you can start how we started. Just go and visit Kementerian Pertanian, all those lembaga. Let's say for us, is Lembaga Nenas. So you go and visit those kind of government body, and contrary to popular belief, the people, the officers in the government office, they're like super helpful. So just go. I mean, we went to few offices, they like without any appointment. So they're like, they don't mind, and even if they see like even more, so with us like young people, they would just be more how do you say, enthusiastic. So they will really help. And based on your industry, I guess, you wanna, what kind of produce you wanna start planting in agriculture, you go and see people who have started those kind of plantations.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing about that and giving a good tip, which is to just
Yeah.
go and explore the options you have in Malaysia, right? Right.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
definitely.
We'll move on to the Q&A. So there's two questions
Sure.
so far that's been submitted. So the first question here is, what are Brotani Ventures goals in 5 years' time? Where do you guys see yourself?
In 5 years' time. For now, honestly, we are moving more and more towards a juice company. I mean, on the plantation side, we would maintain our practices or any plantations we're doing now. But on the business side, we are moving more and more towards a juice company. So we have a lot of things in plan. I guess in 5 years' time, I hope to be one of those big juice or beverage company, I guess, for us in 5 years' time. Yep.
Wow, that sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in 5 years' time, we get to see your name or the brand Brotani Ventures out in the market.
Yeah, of course. We will make sure of that personally.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so the next question here is, what advice would you give for someone who's planning to start their business in a field that is completely different from what they studied?
Completely different. Completely different. I mean, we all just, I'm not saying we have a lot of information here, but we all started from zero also. So it's a lot of reading, a lot of meeting people, a lot of talking to people. I mean, before this, you would say it's a bit of disadvantage with people who don't know other people. But now we have those platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They are all active on that platform. So just, I mean, Facebook is the gold mine for those kind of things. So you just simply search any kind of group there, you can just find them.
All right. Thank you so much for that.
Yep.
The next question, it would be, what is the hardest part of being a young entrepreneur for you personally?
Hardest part, I guess it's the time commitment. Yeah, you actually work. It's a joke, but I mean, you literally work 24/7. But we try to get enough sleep. But we do have a lot of fun because it's among our friends. But it, for us, I mean, probably a bit unfair, but I mean, we all four of us are not married yet, so it's an advantage for us. So we spend a lot of time together. I think almost every day, so it's an advantage for us. So yeah.
All right. I mean, since you're talking about a topic of friends, let me add in a question here. Would you suggest people to start a business with their close friends, since you started with the three of your close friends?
I would say yes, if you know your friends, they can agree, they can disagree, they can discuss, they can, I mean, basically, if you guys can be professional, you can separate between work and outside of work. So I guess having close friends is, I guess its advantage is you can just discuss it anywhere, anytime. But if you start a business with, let's say, strangers, you are forced to be more professional, be more formal. So I guess with friends it's a bit less formal, but you have to differentiate between about the work and the other stuffs. So it's to answer the question, it's depends on your friends, depends on your circle.
Alright.
If they're willing to, if they're willing to do the hard work, lah, basically.
All right. Thank you
Yep.
so much for that. The final question here is, I think this audience is very interested in your branding. They asked, how did you come up with your branding? Because you guys use a lot of bright colors. Your branding is a bit different. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I can say the branding word Brotani itself is, according to Izzs, very manly. So we decided to be, in terms of the themes of the social media and colors, will be have more bright colors, be a bit more, fun looking, a bit more feminine. I mean, we don't really mind, but we just don't want to be seen as like what manly thing, manly brand or nothing. It's just, I guess the colors itself are decided by marketing people. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. So basically, Izzs is the brains behind the branding.
Yeah, Izzs and Borhan also.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess they're the creative people among four of us.
All right, great to see that. Okay, I guess that wraps up the Q&A session and all the questions that the audience have for you. So thank you, Izzs, for your insight and also sharing a little bit more about entrepreneurship with the audience. So if you guys are interested to find out more about Brotani Ventures, please do go and find out more via their Instagram, Facebook, and check out their products that they have to offer. Okay, so that was Izzs, everyone, from Brotani Ventures, sharing his experience at Tauke Talks, brought to you by RYSE and supported by Citi Foundation. So what I really learned from Izzs today is his willingness to put in hard work into growing his business and really finding people that surrounds him that has the same values and same vision for his business. And I hope that everyone here can also learn a bit from this whole entire session and actually hopefully you can apply it to your life and achieve the goals in your life. All right. So if you guys have enjoyed this session and you'd like to join another Tauke Talk session, our upcoming Tauke Talk session will be with Amelia. So she actually, due to the pandemic, she actually take a leap of faith and created her own law firm. She's a lawyer herself, so she's recently started her own law firm. So if you're interested to find out more about starting a business in the law industry, please go and register for her session at bit.ly/Tauke Amelia Alina Co. Right? So, and if you guys are interested in something more creative, we are currently running a creative competition called the Spirit of Malaysian Taukes, open to Malaysian youth aged 16 to 28 years old. And this is in running with Tauke Talks. So if you guys feel inspired by Izzs sharing today, you can draw a postcard for him and write a short message to encourage him. And the registration closed on 12th November. So if you guys are interested, it's a competition. You guys can find out more via bit.ly/TSOMT2021. Okay, and if you guys are looking to upskill yourself or learn more soft skills, we currently have a series called Rise With Us, where we provide workshops and webinars regarding different topics. So the last two sessions that's open for registration is regarding project management and problem solving. So if you're interested in those topics, please go and register and find out more via bit.ly/risewithus. Right? And if you guys have to find out more about Tauke Talks, keep in updated with all the things that's happening with Tauke Talks, or you want to watch again Izzs sharing once again, you can check out our Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube. So thank you everyone for coming today, and thank you Izzs for sharing today. Thank you everyone.
Yep, thank you. Thank you everyone for the questions.
Great. Thank you for coming, everyone. Have a good night. Bye everyone.
Have a good night. Bye.